When I first heard that Stassa23 and Divo Knives were working together on a collaboration called the Fireball, I was well stoked. But unfortunately, I never got to check out version 1. Luckily, there is a version 1.5 of the Fireball, and thanks to the Lefty EDC Pass Around group, today we are checking out the Jack Sparrow version of this awesome EDC knife. You're going to want to see this one, folks. Stick around. What it do, Kripple Krew? EDC with DBD, disabled by Dudley, and y'all already know that I'm a huge fan of Divo Knives. Whether it's my premium pony stout or stout B1, whether it's Mrs. Deadly's Divo Tallboy, a grail of mine, or the mini Divos that I've had a chance to review here on this channel, I have been such a fan of Divo's action, fit finish, their Soloisi blades, and the design language. And one of the knives that I was well stoked to check out was the Fireball, but I never got the chance. Thanks to the Lefty EDC Pass Around group, that changes today. Before we get into that though, stab that like button like you mean it. Make sure that you have /subscribe and that you've bashed that bell for notifications so that you don't miss anything. Alright, the knife we're here to look at today is the Divo Knives and Stassa23 Fireball version 1.5. I'm going to hit you with some stats real quick. The Fireball comes in at 7.25 inches overall length with a 3.15 inch sheep foot blade of S90V with a beautiful dual satin finish. We have a horizontal satin on the flats and then a vertical satin on the swedge and the grind here. Beautiful. With a slicey hollow grind. We have a 4.1 inch closed length and a weight coming in at only 3.8 ounces. Oof, that Divo action. Just listen to that. The whack. This is riding on caged ceramic ball bearings with a ceramic detent ball, and whether you want to use that blade hole to thumb flick, reverse flick, or run that 5-finger flick challenge, either way, you gravy because of the way that they have tuned this detent and the shape of that blade hole. I really love this modified sheep's foot blade for EDC style tasks because it's going to be so easy to use this tip in a pinch grip or in a utility grip, and I've got a great spot for my finger in that utility grip. But it's also going to be awesome for slicing, for long, strong cuts. It's a good shape for just about anything when it comes to EDC. And yes, in a beef jerky Avenger grip, I am capped off and locked in. And in a beef jerky Defender, same thing, but now that pocket clip is locked in. Let's look at a regular grip. I know we don't recommend folding knives for beef jerky defense, but you use what's on you, right? Behind that pivot, my extra large glove size hand gets a full 4-finger grip, and I do have some space back here behind my pinky, so a 2XL glove would fit on this fine. But then look at that generous choke up spot. Oh, by the way, we've got a jimping that works so good back here behind the pivot, but choke up and you can really lock in for some strength and control. The jimping goes out nice and far, and my thumb is going nowhere when it's locked in on that. The S90V blade with that hollow grind is so slicey. And S90V, while being nice and corrosion resistant, is also going to hold that edge for a good long time. It's not the toughest of steels, but that's not what it's for. This is for being an awesome EDC slicer that's going to keep that edge for a long time. Our materials on this, but well, first let's talk about lockup. We are locked up at about 40%, and check out the access to that liner lock there. This does have steel liners, and the action on those ceramic ball bearings is just perfect. As you can see, the liner is well skeletonized for weight reduction. And then we have this beautiful Black Dunes camo carbon for our handle material, and the awesome titanium backstrap. This is, so on the version 1.5, they did offer a new milling pattern, but this Jack Sparrow version, the Black Dunes camo with the satin blade, has the original milling pattern of the OG Fireball. We have a milled tip up as the gods intended pocket clip, titanium pocket clip. And while this is right side only, they did offer, these are sold out, well sold out. They did offer a lefty back strap. So instead of having to put mounting holes on both sides, they just offer a different back strap to swap the clip over to the other side if you want to carry it left-handed. That titanium backstrap makes this feel like an integral when it's in hand. So I have no hot spot along here. It just feels like one solid, strong piece. And it's very, very comfortable. I want to show, you can see that beautiful pattern, but I really like looking at, let's see if I can get those layers to show up in the camera. You can see the layers very well. It's harder to see with this because it's black on black on black. Maybe my camera's pulling it up. Maybe it's not. Oof! Oh, that thwack. Every time. Oh, it sounds so good. So the version 1.5 did make a couple of changes besides, like I said, offering a different milling pattern on the other models. One of the things that they improved was the plunge grind and for the sharpening choil. And as you can see, our plunge grind starts right here and terminates very quickly. So we have a ton of sharpening life on this S9DB. Another thing that they changed was the ramp of this pocket clip to make it easier to go in and out of the pocket. Now, I didn't check the version 1.0, as you guys know. So I don't know how that felt going in and out of pocket, but I know that this one feels great going in and out of pocket. I did put the plastic tab back there because this isn't my knife, but this does go in and out of the pocket. Awesome. How about some size comparisons? From a lot of people, 7¼ inches is like the perfect EDC size. Let's compare it to the Divo Stout version 1 and Premium Pony Stout. As you can see, it's definitely closer. It's in between both, but closer to the Stout than the Pony. How about two more that'll give you a pretty good size comparison, I believe. Let's look at the Spyderco Wharncliffe rendition of the Paramilitary 2 and the Spyderco Para 3. And this is going to be almost exactly Para 3 length. So that should give you a real good concept of how large this is. Now let's compare it in carry profile to these knives. So there it is next to the Spydercos, and we'll compare it to those Divos. Pretty easy package in the pocket. One thing that I noticed is this jimping is aggressive enough to either front flip with my thumb or to grab and see if I can get it first try. Whoop, my hand was in the way. Oh, I did it first try earlier. I'm just chewing up my finger now. So it's not made for the front flip, but you can, and I had it hitting the rollover earlier. Now I'm just chewing up the side of my finger, so we're gonna stop. If this knife were still available for sale, I would go ahead and break out and do the full unboxing experience, because being from Divo, and of course with Stassa's input, it did have a really awesome box. You got a cleaning cloth, you got multiple stickers, and you got the Divo golf towel. But since you can't buy this, we're just going to talk about a few more of the things that were on the Jack Sparrow version here. All of your hardware, oh, by the way, all of your hardware is T8. Of course, Divo would require that, but I'm sure that's exactly what Stassa wanted as well. We do have a captive pivot, and I like the pivot shape on this side. Our pivot collars are satin finished titanium. And then all of the hardware is PVD to match the black camo carbon and titanium. There were two versions with purple camo carbon, the purple nurple satin and the Wakanda Forever. And then I think there were two blue versions as well. They're the Sub-Zero, which had the acid wash blade, and the Electric Boogaloo, which had DLC. I love the names of the versions, by the way. This Jack Sparrow, though, looks so good, and this really feels wonderful in hand. It's a gentleman's carry. You know, you can carry this in your suit, but this could also be your everyday carry, tackling all of your slicing tasks. The whack. If you get a chance to pick one of these up on the secondary, I highly recommend it. Home run by Divo and Stassa. Big shout out to all the guys. Lefty and Colin at Divo and Stassa. This is a gorgeous design. By the way, Stassa23, I'm sure y'all already follow him on YouTube. If not, you should be. That was one of the first 4 channels that I found that got me into the knife tube community. So big shout out Stassa23. Killer design. But I want to know what you guys think. Drop a comment below. Do you already own a Fireball, either version 1 or 1.5? Are you going to try to find one on the secondary? Hit me up. Until next time, folks. Stay safe, stay frosty, and most importantly, stay deadly.